1. Hey guys, Bolt here with SB Studios. We're here for a discussion and Bolt topic over Dragon Ball GT. Basically, this has been a video that should have happened like months ago, but I got backed up on stuff and wanted to get other things done and got burned out. But we're here to talk with my friend Nick. If you guys are over on Twitch, Bolt Shooter, you may have heard him. He's also been on a few other Bolt entertainment videos, like Lethal Company. But we're basically going to be going over like a few small topics of Dragon Ball GT and our thoughts. Anyways, let's start with the beginning question is our thoughts on it when we first saw it.
I didn't even know it existed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought it ended after Dragon Ball Z, then I saw it in Walmart one day, Dragon Ball GT, and it was the remastered edition. So I was like, is this like some sort of joke? So I bought it, I brought it home, and I started out on Season 2, Disc 4. Instead of watching it, like, at the beginning.
So what, Super 17 was your first arc?
Yes, Super 17 was my first arc, and I'm like, there's a Super Saiyan 4 now? I didn't even know that there was a Super Saiyan 2 and 3.
You didn't see Buu Saga at that point?
I knew. Like, I knew that there was a Super Saiyan 3, I just didn't know about 2, because it's so different to distinguish between them.
1 and 2, yeah. And they really don't focus on 2. My first one was when I was 10. We went to the library and we were able to go to in the anime section. And that was the very first anime I ever saw was Dragon Ball GT because it was the complete series and the only thing they had was Buu Saga. And that was like right at the Majin Vegeta / Super Saiyan 2 Goku fight. So, Dragon Ball GT was the thing that got me into anime because it's just like cartoon meets fighting meets like actual high risk because the only thing else at that time was Justice League animated series.
Yeah, and there wasn't anybody dying in that one.
Yeah.
Except for Barry. Poor Barry got trapped.
It was Wally. Wally. He doesn't know that Wally West was the Flash in that show.
Yeah, I thought it was Barry for the longest time.
Anyways, not that big of a topic, but the art style.
I loved it.
Because the thing is, it's made by the same company that made Dragon Ball Z at the time, so it just fit. They made it very similar to what Dragon Ball Z was. So it really didn't fall off too much, I thought. It kind of just continued the story the way I wanted it to.
I kind of like the old art style over the remaster version.
Oh, yeah, the digital art look. It looks like... The old art had heart, it looked like.
Yeah. And there was, like, flaws to it that you could see here and there. And
alright, let's go over... the Z versus GT. Thoughts between the two.
You can't beat Z.
Z has Dragon Ball Z is the thing that brought a lot of anime people in. So, yeah, I really understand that one. With all the different villains, the more creativity, and it felt like they were on burnout mode on GT. But then we talk about the next topic.
Super
versus GT.
There's no contest there. GT blows Super out of the water.
Yeah, even with its wonky concepts, it just Super is stealing from GT and Z, and it doesn't even like they speed through it like Future Saga arc. They're like, hey, Zamasu exists. Here's Vegito. And he's like for an episode, and then it's like he didn't even do anything really. He was there to show off for a little bit, and then they had to throw Trunks at it.
And why couldn't Trunks have just defeated him earlier in the fight if he was even capable of doing it? Yeah. Like, bro, if Vegito can't pull it off, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're putting on all your fate into this Super Saiyan Rage thing, and
yeah.
Vegeta would just crush that immediately.
The next concept is power scaling. Do you think it's bullshit?
Power levels are always bullshit.
So, like, the biggest thing that was on the concept was Legic versus Super Saiyan GT Goku. Just, there's someone out there that's an alien that we've never seen before, is just able to fight a, like...
I'd believe it. The universe is big enough. The universe is big enough, and and if you play your cards right, more like 7 out of 10 times, most fighters in the Z universe are gonna figure out what ki is and how to manipulate and control their own ki. So they're in turn gonna figure out how to hide their ki as well.
Yeah.
So that's how I view it. So that's how Legic was. And Legic was a mercenary. That's why Frieza didn't really care about him.
Yeah.
So he was just there.
And then let's go over some of the characters real quick. Giru. Your thoughts on
Annoying.
Giru?
Annoying. They should not have included Giru.
I liked him in the later stuff when he started actually befriending our trio, but early on he was just a pest that became a voiced Dragon Ball radar. But later on he actually had emotions, and it shows off that AI and robotics can be emotional.
I just saw that little shit as annoying though. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, then let's step on to the next annoying person, Pan.
I liked Pan more than I liked Giru. Pan was actually somewhat useful.
I feel like a lot of people were like, there's no way that this became the granddaughter of Goku. So, well, one, Goku was out of her life for majority of those years. She's
so
in her
Goku just being Goku.
Yeah. And then there's also she's in her teen years. Most human beings go through a weird spell in their teens. They're completely different people. They skip from child to adult, and they're a little bit more mature. But then there's teenage year. Screw you! My logic's sound. So Pan is just a normal teenager that's trying to, because she's looked up to her grandpa and Trunks for so long. And now she's like, okay, I need to actually try to step it up and be a part of the conversation. Next is Trunks.
Fuck that dude.
It's like your existence is non-existent.
Trunks needed to hit Super Saiyan 2. He never once transformed into Super Saiyan 2.
What was that?
That was my phone.
Oh. I mean, there's the conversation that a lot of people think he turned Super Saiyan 2 when he forced Baby out of his body because there was electric. But he still was kind of useless for the most part. He kind of was normal state and became Super Saiyan very rarely. And it also was he's a little bit better than Goten, but yet it's he slacked and he was still a man-child. He acted professional, but yet he's oh no, I still want to be a teenager and a kid.
I'm pretty sure Goten would have been a lot more useful on the trip.
Not really. Not the character he was.
I mean, Goten and Goku would have had that bond, though. Mm-hmm. Which means that they would have trained, and Goten would have been more committed.
Yeah.
Trunks was just, his heart wasn't there.
Let's see. The Black Star Dragon Balls. Good. The idea of the Black Star Dragon Balls. The only thing I'm
confused about is why didn't they pick it up in the first place with the other radar?
I know, right? It's so they exist. They have the same energy signature as other Dragon Balls. Why can't they just be in the middle of Kami's lookout and be like, there's another set of Dragon Balls over here?
Don't touch those.
And that's another thing that I did not like was just Piccolo knew that they existed, but did not say a damn thing.
He could have went up there and destroyed those motherfuckers.
Yeah. It's like all of a sudden, oh yeah, these still exist from when they
or
were
he could have
together.
just reabsorbed them and gotten a bunch of power back from them.
We could have had an awakened Piccolo before awakened Piccolo happened.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I guess Vegeta, that'll be the most shortest conversation out of the next topics.
He kept getting dicked over by everyone.
Just like bad haircut. Like it looked like he had a haircut in the early series. Like it looked like he had the spikes, but it cut, and then like it grew back.
He tried to become human, but was failing miserably.
Yeah. And it's like I have a mustache. Do not talk about the mustache. My thing is like, this is way better than the Super Vegeta because this is the Vegeta that has grown to actually care for Goku and stop the "you're a clown" Kakarot. He's like, this character is a warrior that might be lighthearted and positive on most of the occasions, but this is still a friend / the best warrior we have. Like, yes, he still has the pride to be like, hey, I want to beat him one day, but he still has the push and shove to get there in the end. And then just the idea of just like he'll swallow his pride to become Super Saiyan 4. It's like I may not be able to naturally occur it, but I'll force it just to save the world. Next would be, let's see, Bingo Bungo Boo. Let's go with GT Goku. Kid GT Goku.
I did not like that concept at all. They should have just stuck with regular ass Goku. Hey, look over here. Instead we got, hey, look over here.
What I really wished they did is just they let Pilaf use the Dragon Balls, make the Pilaf getting youthful,
and then
but they'd still have to go get the Dragon Balls. Like the concept of getting the Dragon Balls and having a year before it burns down is an amazing concept. But the only thing I can give it to is like I understand they're trying to go for nostalgia with the original Dragon Ball series, but it's just it felt forced
empty.
And empty, yes. So it's like, oh yeah, hi, I'm gonna. Oh, okay. The other things that I call bullcrap, like yes, his body's gonna be temperamental. It's not gonna be as powerful as his adult body, so he's not as powerful in this state. But one thing that I hated was the inability to use instant transmission in that.
He would not have forgotten a technique like that. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they said his energy was weird. It's like it's a technique. That's not how it works. A technique is a learned process that as long as this person can control its power state, he can still do it. And the fact that he's able to use Super Saiyan 2 and 3, he can still control his ki good enough to use a technique like that. And it's a mental problem. And it's the only thing you can maybe say is just like
Goku's a retard.
I guess we can run through the other characters.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Chi-Chi. Understandable. Husband turned into a child. Complaints.
I'd fuck Bulma, even though she's a gilf. That's like one of the gilfs in the show. That'd be like, oh, damn.
Bulma was a lot. Yeah,
good.
Bulma was a lot better. Like a lot of people like her in Super, but the things that I like her about GT is like her friendship with Goku is knowledgeable. They show that there's still a bond over all these years, where it's only after like a year or two after
then there's Super where it's actually like I don't know what the fuck. It's semi-sexual, semi-knowledgeable, semi-everything. It's all over the place.
And then like she's getting the personality of Vegeta where she's calling Goku an idiot. Like, yes, there's a few lines where she still believes that Goku's the only force of good that can do stuff, like the Goku Black Arc, but yet it's like she, on the other parts, is calling him retarded, basically saying, hey, you're not a smart man. And basically it was like his
just
existence
doing Goku dirty.
Yeah, it's just at that point is the only reason she keeps him around is for being the savior.
Yeah.
Bola,
She
understandable.
She doesn't exist.
You going to the bathroom?
Yeah. I need my body to be moving. I'm like really.
Alright, we're back. Mr. Nick is ADHD filled, so he's running all around. Anyways, so Yamcha Tien don't exist, Chatsu doesn't exist. Master Roshi was in there for a joke.
And then he died.
And the rest of the Z fighters really don't even show up. Goten was only showed up to be basically a backup character. Gohan, it sounds like he's been training, but he
Been pretty lax on it.
yeah, but yet he still has a little bit better than even Vegeta.
And to some degree, he can keep up with General Rildo,
Yeah.
which is surprising. Because Rildo was above Boo.
Yeah. And I think GT Gohan is the one that I think they said he made Ultimate Super Saiyan, where he's able to stack his Ultimate State on top of Super Saiyan.
That's now then. If he could do that, then he could more than likely stack Super Saiyan 2 on top of Ultimate, and that would just be a game-changing, like all-ending type thing.
So most of the characters, you know, it looks like they just kind of relaxed after Goku left.
Their problem. That was
like,
their mistake. Like, yeah, you guys know your father's the most powerful dude in the universe, possibly.
Yeah.
You might want to.
And then like, I think Oob is the only other notable character in the main force. He didn't say anything about it because it's just like he is the reincarnation Oob. We have a little bit of a training arc and a little bit of a hey, I'm here to do something in the baby arc, and he helps in 17 and Shadow Dragons, but that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Moving on to what would you rate from best to worst the 3 sagas? Well, actually, there's 4 sagas. There's Baby, Super 17, Shadow Dragons, and there's technically the Grand Tour saga where they're running around looking for the Black Star Dragon Balls.
I actually was a fan of the Shadow Dragons.
So number 1.
The Shadow Dragon saga, yeah.
Okay. Then.
Then it'd probably be the Tour saga, because I did like those wacky adventures. Those zany things are kind of dope. Number 3 would then be Baby, and Super 17 I just could not get behind. Like, what the fuck were you doing there? I get Super Android 13, but that was a movie.
Yeah.
You should have made that a Dragon Ball GT movie,
Yeah.
not a saga.
So I would probably go about the same, but it'd be Shadow Dragons because the Dragon Balls being their worst enemy is my favorite idea that they've ever came up with. Being over-reliant on them comes back to bite them. I'd put Baby next because the idea that Saiyans have some history with that race that he's from.
And they exist in all universes too.
Yeah.
The Tuffles.
Just they kind of run by them. They're like the Tuffles existed. We killed them. Next.
Just.
Yeah. It's just the fact that there's someone out there that's willing to have revenge. So it's kind of like Steven Universe Future, where it's just like pieces became of the existing universe, and then there's someone that's like, yeah, remember that history says otherwise. Where history is still brought up, even though the people that exist nowadays that are the face of that race don't care to do what happened to them. I'd say the third one was the Grand Tour saga. It's just in my rewatch of it, which is why it took so long to get to this video. I like the ideas of different worlds, new species, new ideas for what powers can be out there, and like the in the Baby saga, there's that space that Goku got stuck in. The idea that exists It's just you have to do something wonky. That right there is like the best idea. It's just the 3 people that were a part of it bring it down.
Yeah, those stupid little mole rat things.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just like Goku, Pan, and Trunks is not a good trio. Now, if it was Goten, Gohan, and maybe Pan, to kind of like get the Goku family going, or maybe a Vegeta where it's just Vegeta, just like you can.
Or if it was just like Vegeta and Goku, I could easily see them just flying around the universe in Saiyan pods. Just everybody's, and when they land, they're like, "Oh shit! Oh shit!"
Listen, man, we're just here for a Dragon Ball.
Up in fire!
Yeah. And then Super 17, I liked the fights at the end, like the Super Saiyan 4 versus 17, but it's just like they could have gave a Vegeta a better like end to his fight. Or
He should have like been able to hit Super Saiyan 3.
Super Saiyan 3 would have been so cool. Just like finally, after so many years, I've went ahead and mastered this form that others can't.
And then he just pulls out like Super Final Flash and just hits him with it.
Okay. Alright, going on to the end, which would basically be the legacy of a hero movie, Goku Jr.
Hated it.
Hated it?
Yep, hated it. 0 out of 10.
Huh.
Stupidest movie ever.
Why?
Rip off of the Dragon Ball.
Well, that's the whole reason. It's just the next generation gets to have another adventure.
No.
What would you have Goku Jr. be doing?
I would have their characters swapped up a little bit. Maybe Goku Jr. has different hair, for example, a different appearance a little bit. Maybe they inherited some characteristics from Gohan or Pan or, But no, it's just the suit and the fucking hair.
So the whole reason for his character is a problem.
No, it's not just that.
Because think about it. There's other generations between Pan and him, and they don't have a Goku Jr. This is the first generation that has a reinstallation of his characteristics.
It's still a ripoff to me of just.
Listen,
Dragon
Gohan
Ball,
and Goten had very similar hairs to Goku too.
Not Gohan.
Gohan, yeah. His hair kind of had the spikes on his edge.
It was kind of frizzy like Goku's when he was a teen.
Gohan was in between Chi-Chi and him.
But then there was Goten, who was just a straight up carbon copy of Goku.
But I liked it because it was, hey, the next generation gets to redo their adventure, but now that there's so many details out there that they can just they can speed up the process. Mm-hmm. They became Super Saiyans. They're now able to probably go Super Saiyan 2 and 3 early on. And then with next to no villains going around, there's probably more of an exploration that they could have went on. But my big thing is the ending where he shows up to the World Tournament and is like, "All right, everyone."
Guys.
Just like he looks at the new generation say, "My job here is done," and leaves. And that ending made me cry, and I still cry to this day when they go over like the speech of the director. Yeah. And
I do too.
If we are avoiding that and just going to the Dragon Ball GT ending where Shenron takes him off to wherever, I like that ending.
I like that ending too, where he just unites with the Dragon Balls and becomes one with the Dragon Ball realm.
But anyways, now that you've seen it more recent, what would you think about it now versus what you used to when you first saw it?
I love it still. To this day, I love it.
Because the only thing that morphed me is just like, now that I have criticisms about things, I can notice the little things. Like, I thought Goku turning to the kid was amazing at first, then now it's like,
that kind of bad.
I would like to have the God of War Goku come in and be like, "Boy, I'm here to take Dragon Balls and take names from all out of Dragon Balls."
Just imagine a bearded Super Saiyan 4 Goku just shows up and is just like,
You messed with my family for the last time. Domed. But anyways, that was our thoughts. Any last notes before we sign off here?
nah.
But we are going. We're recording this March 9th. His birthday was the 26th,
21st.
And then Dom's was on the 6th. My little brother. So we're gonna go and kind of do a joint birthday situation. We're gonna get some dinner, play some Dave and Buster's. There might be some
drinks in, get drunk.
So there might be some stuff on Patreon or Instagram showing some of that stuff. So if you guys want to see some stuff, go to my Instagram. Go to Bolt Shooter on Patreon. I have free stuff like drawings, some extra little content I do every once in a while. And it's free, so.
I'll be helping link my stuff here soon. I'm working on trying to get something going.
Yeah.
So that way we can both be up there. But anywho, for now, enjoy Bolt's content.
Come to the frame, that way they can see you.
Woo!
Alright, see you guys, bye-bye.